my website editor with an advanced feature, which is the slideshow. You can find it under the Multimedia tab in your website editor. Dragging slideshow down to the page starts this process, and the first thing that will open is a pop-up screen asking you to choose a slideshow style. Because additional slideshow styles and settings are available later on, the main decision that you have to make at this point in time is going to be, do you want a simple slideshow or do you want one where you have thumbnails available on the bottom? Either by, and then hit continue. We're now going to manage our slideshow photos, and the first step in this process is to upload your images. I have a series of pictures I have already selected. If you are using a PC, you may hit your control button and select multiple images at the same time, or a command button on a Mac. My photos are processing. Right now I am going to do a simple Christian message with these 4 images, so I am going to move them around just a bit. And I do want captions, so I'm going to type in the captions that I want for my slideshow. If I don't like an image, I may remove it. If I'm creating a slideshow maybe for an event that's coming up on with my organization, I can add a link to it so visitors to your site can actually click on the picture and proceed to a link that's telling them more about the event. I'm going to continue to type my questions that I want in my slideshow. I am back with you on the Manage Slideshow Photos. I have added captions to all 4 of my images and have arranged each of them into the order that I want. Now I'm going to click Save. Aha! My slideshow has appeared on my page, but as you can see as I'm scrolling, it does take up the entire page on my website, and I really don't want that sort of presentation. So to make things a little more organized, I'm going to go back to my basics and add a column. By adding the column to the page, I may simply select my slideshow, drag it into the column, and voila! It is now re-rendered itself to a much smaller format that is more manageable for the page that I'm trying to create. I may slide my columns, which also makes the image change. And here we are going to proceed with some more features in slideshow. I will click on the slideshow element and new features come up. When you click on your slideshow element, you now have the opportunity to add or edit photos, and then there's many other selections inside this particular element that you can control. Here is a place where you may select whether you want thumbnails, double thumbnails. If you have many pictures in your slideshow, you would select this. If you would like to not have images in your slideshow like I have had, and you'd like to switch to numbers, you may do that here at the bottom of the page. I'm going to go back to the thumbnails in this particular selection, and then you can also choose whether or not you want your images in thumbnails to appear on the top, on the bottom as they were, on the left, or on the right. The one thing I'm noticing by selecting left or right is I'm only seeing part of my images, and with there being 4, I could choose double thumbnails, but I really don't like the composition on this, so I'm going to go back to regular thumbnails and place them along the bottom. Another important feature in a slideshow is how one image moves to the next. I'm going to click play. Right now it's paused. Let's hit play. I want this to play automatically, and right now I don't know if I want you to pay close attention and see if you can see the transition from one slide to the next. Right now it happens to be in fade. I'm going to change that to mosaic and see if I like that. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure that that's the feeling I'm going for. Slice. I do like the slice. I'm going to keep with that. The next selection that you may make on the top of your choice bar is autoplay. Right now autoplay is off. I'm going to have autoplay on. When a visitor opens this page on my website, this slideshow will begin to play automatically. I want that to have that feature because I am telling a story through my captions that are shown at the bottom of this image. If you're going to do something like this, you want to be able to let the visitor stop the slideshow if they choose. That is why you have show controls up in this panel. You notice when I scroll over on top of the slideshow, I can now play it, I may pause it, and I also have the ability to move images on my own without it playing automatically, and it can go back and also go into the automatic mode. Under advanced, starting position lets you start on the third slide if you want to. You also have control of how long a slide will appear on the web page, whether the caption will be at the bottom or if the caption would be at the top. I think I'm going to leave this one at the top, and the aspect ratio is set to auto at this point in time. That's why when I move my column bar left or right, the main screen of the slideshow changes. If I change the aspect ratio, it is going to make the image a specific size on my page and not change. I'm not going to show you the options on this at that time. Spacing above and below is merely the space that you have with your container in case you have text above it or below it, so you don't have a cramped feeling on your web page. There you have it, a slideshow.